What's happening? What's happening? How y'all feeling? This is not a makeover, it's a takeover. My name is OYE Son. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. Elevated Health. Yay! And I'm with the National Entheogenic Council. And tonight we get to talk about what's going on in Oregon in this Measure 109. How y'all doing tonight? So a little bit about myself as we get some folks in here. I'm a professional astrologer. I'm a psychonaut. I'm with the KI Network. I help put together the Detroit Psychedelic Conference. I'm a student of Kalindi Iyi and a couple other grandmasters. I teach Tai Chi. I've been doing astrology probably for about 17 or 18 years. What up, Dr. Danita Henry? How you feeling? Bugs Lewis is in the building. Conscious Drip is in the building. How you feeling? So what I always like to ask people is, what's your zodiac sign and what city and state do you represent? So I'm Team Taurus, as you can see, and I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Please let me know where you are. And also press 2 if you have invited 2 people. So please share this. Just hit the little airplane thing and invite 2 people to the conversation. We really love that. Okay. Yes. And I just want to say big shouts out to, just a platform for letting, partnering with the National Entheogenic Council here on IG. You know what I mean? So this is great. Okay. Irresistible Bites. How you feel? Okay. Team Aquarius in Atlanta. How you doing? House of Ramesses, Georgia. Fam, how you doing? Peace. A-Town is in the building. Okay. So I guess a little bit more about me. Let's get to it, because this is a subject that I kind of want to bring this into, because I have to talk about the legalization aspect of the marijuana game and what it did to urban communities. Because we're looking at something very similar in this particular measure in Oregon, right? So the KI Network, which is Kalindi Intelligence Network. So I don't know if you're familiar with Kalindi Iyi, but you should be. So Kalindi was he was just kicking the door in for grow your own, nature is not a criminal, psilocybin is for the journey of exploring deeper into yourself. It's a journey of the alone for yourself. And he taught me how to sit. He taught me how to grow. And then he transitioned April 10th of 2020 this year to the realm of the ancestors and as an ascended master. And he's still helping us right now, definitely with the success of what happened at the Detroit Psychedelic Conference. And we definitely look at him as one of our the broad shoulders that we stand on here at the National Entheogenic Council. Most of us are students of his, right? And the great part about this is what we're going to be doing is really just, talking about what legalization versus decriminalization. To me, that's huge. So the measure, the Oregon 101 measure 109, will be responsible for establishing a program and creating regulations, the Oregon Health Authority. They would have a 2-year period to develop a program. An Oregon Psilocybin Advisory Board would advise the OHA. People will be allowed to purchase, possess, and consume psilocybin at a psilocybin service center and under the supervision of a psilocybin service facilitator after undergoing a preparation session. Now, that's I like how that's worded, but I didn't click any of the links yet to see what that really means. So I'm just gonna take it from my particular standpoint of what that sounds like. And I got to go back to the marijuana game. When it was legalized, it marginalized so many people. So a person like me who doesn't have $100,000 just to apply for a license, to me, that's a hustle in the first place. Now you're saying I got to have $100,000 to apply for a license for something that grows natural in nature. But decriminalization is the deprioritizing of this Schedule II drug, which is not a drug because it grows in nature. So are you going to say the cow is illegal as well because it's growing in cow dung? So is he a conspirator to psilocybin growing in nature? So now you got farmers who got dairy cows and they got mushrooms growing outside in their pastures. Do you go out there and start calling them criminals? What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining. My name is O.E. Sun. I'm from the National Entheogenic Council. And tonight we're just on the platform for about a half an hour, a little bit, to just talk about what's going on in Oregon. So to talk about Measure 109 in Oregon, you have to talk about legalization versus decriminalization. And if you legalize something, now someone outside of the people, let me say it like this: legalization gives power to the establishment. Decriminalization takes power away from the establishment. Legalization, in my mind, in my opinion, turns nature into something profit-driven. Because when they legalized marijuana and put a tax on it, that's profit-driven. So it wasn't just, it was like, how the state is like, you're not going to make all this money and we're not going to put a tax on it. So what, we put a tax on the lottery. So what, we put a tax on all the other things that you got going on out here, driving on our highways, the clothes you buy, things like that. Why would we now let you get by with something like that? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Oh, I know what I could do. I need to invite folks from my regular page. I forgot about that. It's okay. It won't take me but a second. It won't take me but a second. Big shouts out to all my folks that's growing at home right now, all my PF Tech folks, and those of you who doing it, who are DIYs, do-it-yourselfers in this psychonaut activity and movement. Big shouts out to you. But I want to get back to why there's a huge difference between what legalization does and who it gives the power to and what decriminalization does. So this measure in Oregon is a legalization measure. It's not a decrim measure. So now anytime something gets legalized, the government or officials can come in and start enforcing things, which now you may need a lawyer, you could go to jail, your rights could be, your personal liberties could be infringed upon. And I ain't really with that. Because like I said, what happened when they legalized marijuana? People who didn't have the money, but who were experts in the field, like myself, couldn't afford to get in the game. You just box me all the way out. Whereas you can just go get a business license in most states, or even if you wanted to start an LLC. If you want to start an LLC, you would just file. It's less than $300. I know it's definitely less than $500. You have a website up, you have a bank account, you have an LLC, you have an EIN number. Everybody knows where you are. And now you can go start making money if you got Wi-Fi in a dream. But now all of a sudden, because it's something that grows out of the earth, you want to say, nah, legally you can't do that. But legally it's something that some folks got together and had a vote on to say, you people aren't responsible enough to handle this by yourself. And that's my problem. I think Decrim is saying power to the people. Big shouts out to Carlos and Larry for what they're doing. They're 100 cities strong right now. The Decrim Nature movement, I'm like, yo, I talked to Larry and Carlos the other day, so it's just not like I'm just capping, just mentioning their names, but I'm saying that because they put in a lot of work to bring this to the attention of the world, you know what I mean? Everywhere. How you doing? To All Love Black and Simone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is O.E. Sun. I'm from the National Entheogenic Council. And tonight we got this window and space here to, just talk about what's going on in Oregon. I would prefer to just see the decriminalize all the way around with equal representation everywhere. To me, that makes way more sense. Yeah. Now, what does decriminalization mean? Do you know what that means? Decriminalization means we change the priority in how much money the district attorney, the prosecutor can spend on getting a conviction. Because this is what this all is about. The laws just come up, but the courts collect the money. The judicial system enforces what the legislation does. So once the legislation is passed, then guess what? Now you have to do what they told you to do. And that's tough. That's really, 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 really tough, because now you are like, wait, I can't just do this myself? No, you cannot. Nah, you can't. You're going to have to wait until we say it's okay for you to do this. And then if we don't say it's okay for you to do this, then guess what? You can't do it. And if you don't like it, tough titty. And we're going to send our goons at you, and my goons are going to take your money. We're going to definitely make money off of you, for certain. So I think that what's really, really, really important is that we know the difference between decriminalization and the legalization. I'm trying to invite some folks so we can get some more traffic over here. I definitely thank you for bearing with me. What up, National Entheogenic Council? My chairperson. How you doing this evening? As soon as I get up in here, there we go. And there we go. I'm gonna have to turn the volume down, right? Because there we go. Okay. Now I can invite some people. This is better. Yo, people are really gonna be bugging because they're gonna be like, yo, he's on one channel, but he's inviting us from another channel. I love technology. That's what Kalinde called the mushrooms, the technology. And that's really what it is too. How you gonna you're gonna limit my access to technology that heals traumas because you said that it's just so much, what do you call that? Propaganda. The propaganda around this whole thing is really what the problem is. Like, why do we have so much wrong information about what is happening? The only way we could have some, like, a fair shot is if somebody was taking away all of the propaganda from the 1970s. Like, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Why do I gotta legalize mushrooms? Who made it illegal in the first place? I'm a person that goes to the root. I want to get into the root of some stuff, right? So the root of this is marijuana was made illegal because white slave owners thought that black men smoking marijuana were going to rape white women. This is at the very core of the movement, right? Of how stuff started getting illegal. How did you start being able to say something here on the planet Earth is illegal, right? How can something that grows natural? So now here we fast forward 40, 50 years. We're at a place where there's this huge movement. Peace, bearded Heru. Okay, I see some of y'all over here just coming, finally getting busy over here. Thank you for joining. Yes, make sure y'all follow Elevated Health too. What up, Chaos? Please put in your team zodiac and what city and state you represent, and press 2 so you can share this video. That's right. Right. What up, Yoga? What up, Mary? What up, Bread? Seasway, I need you on here. Because Seasway, you know this measure way better. Seasway, yes. Oakland High Fae, somebody is coming. I'm inviting all of y'all. Seasway, come on. You will invite. Yes, and please invite. That's what I'm saying. When my crew starts to come out. Yeah. Team Sagittarius in Atlanta, what it do? How you feeling? Oakland High Fae. Now there's somebody else who does know this measure better than me. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
What's up, brethren?
Hey, this ain't a makeover. This is a takeover, man. Look. What up, Mary? Mary said Eddie coming to see me. So this Eddie is my homeboy who I've been going to school with, well, since elementary school. So now he's like a Navy SEAL. He's in the military, special forces, and he married his high school sweetheart. And she said he coming down to the A. So she just let me know he coming through. But tonight, as a member of the National Entheogenic Council, we have this platform with Elevated Health, and they have let us speak tonight about Oregon Measure 109. And I know you and I were talking about it earlier, and I'm not as familiar, but I was talking to Baba Mudu earlier. I just been telling the people about the difference between legalization and decriminalization. But we had to go into why did things become illegal in the first place? Before we even talk about Oregon, we got to talk about the history of marijuana and hemp has been with the pharaohs of ancient Egypt, and it wasn't illegal. And so now it is illegal, but it all happened because white slave owners was thinking black men were going to smoke marijuana and have sex with white women. And then when mushrooms saved the world and a fear campaign.
They did that fear campaign, similar to kind of a lot of the stuff you're seeing now, just around how, I mean, bruh, this marketing stuff is crazy, bruh. But yeah, I hear you. Go ahead, keep dropping.
And so then when Kennedy and Marilyn Monroe was dropping LSD and mushrooms and didn't want to go to war in the Cuban Missile Crises, then they was like, wait a minute, the fear campaign is going down. We must remove mushrooms from this peaceful, loving thing. And now we have to be like the war on drugs. And let's put some of nature, let's classify parts of nature as a drug. So I was already thinking that all the dairy farmers who have cows that drop doo-doo that psilocybin mushroom grow through, obviously they're about to get prosecuted. So we must, the DA is now going to have to do a whole thing to go after dairy farmers who got cows, because every cow I know doo-doos, big heaping, you know what I'm saying? And that's a what? Nature's way of saying, I like psilocybin. Peace to the queen. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? All is well. All is well. So, brother, what are your feelings? What are your feelings on this measure 109 out of Oregon? Can you explain it a little bit better, you know what I'm saying, to the people and myself? And introduce yourself, man. Who the hell are you?
Hey, peace, family. My name is Brother Sisway. Just representing Spirit Works, an organization I founded with my wife out here in Oakland. Kind of been doing work. I mean, to put a framework around it, I guess energetic wellness work, radical healing is kind of what we've been doing for the past 20, 25 years. You know, I got my family with me. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to, live what we talking and what we trying to create here in this world. I think I can't. I'll be honest with you, brother. I don't really want to speak to any measure because I'm not too familiar with it. But speaking to your point, even around history and kind of prosecution, I definitely want to lift up what we were talking about the other day around what's to come. You know, after every social movement, how drugs are flooded in the hood, and how even this mushroom piece, right? Like, I understand that we want to start in the hood, but if we don't have the appropriate containers, King, you already know how this could look for our people. And we're not even just talking about black people. I don't want to get it twisted. I don't want to get it twisted. My whole thing is containers and resources. We just can't just rock I love the plants, and I mean no disrespect. But for me, it's just irresponsible to just think the plants alone are going to be the salvation. I feel like there's education, there's integration, and no one's saying that none of these things will happen. All I'm saying is let's make sure it really happens in a very real way. So as we're creating these communities that are allowing, this medicine to be facilitated in a sacred way, in a sacred space, I just really want to lift up the importance of that sustained integration work into community.
The word that you used that the powers that be never use is the S word, sacred. See, there's a rebirth of the word sacred. Like we have, especially here in the West, we have not considered and treated nothing sacred probably in the last 30 or 40 years. It's all about capital. Nothing is sacred and there is no honor. So how in the world can something that's designed to be treated sacred by honorable people? And that's why I think that this ideal has come. So it's time for honorable people to step to the forefront, or really they don't even have to step to the forefront. Elijah Muhammad said, when you put the clean glass next to the dirty glass, even a savage is going to choose the clean glass. So that's just common sense.
Hey, bro, it's basics, right? It's common sense. But unfortunately, I think some of these common sense practices, something as simple as saying good morning or greeting somebody with love, I feel like some of these practices are becoming obsolete, man. My son was telling me about his class got Zoom bombed today. And a brother got on there, was just cussing all kind of niggas, all kind of this, with a black screen and no name. And the teacher was just like, yo, this is just so cowardice. And this culture that we're creating around trolling each other just to pop on and just degrade and disrespect each other, man. I just don't get it, man. I saw a lot of it within the psychedelic community as of recent. And I don't know, man. I just didn't understand. And it's not a finger point. This isn't about Decrim Nature. This isn't about Bronner. This is about all of us. You know what I mean? This is about all of us moving from a very
immature.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I know I reflect all of these brothers and all of these actions that happen, and then my actions reflect their actions as well. So in terms of just, there's no separation between humanity. So I just want to lift that up. This ain't a blame. This ain't a finger point. And I think all I'm saying, y'all, is get ready, because the mushrooms is coming. The psychedelics are coming, whether we're intimately involved or not. And I think all I'm really lifting up is let's just be ready with how that looks beyond theory. I don't want to talk about theory anymore. I want to see how this is actually going to show up in our communities, y'all. And, you don't do it for me. Do it for the generations to come.
Absolutely. Especially those of us who have been, quote unquote, underground for a long time, right? And have something really to teach and to share, to make this to bring the fear down, to bring the to change the direction of the propaganda. That's really probably the thing. I'm with the propaganda war because I'm telling you, it's helped my life, it's helped my shadow work, it's helped me spiritually, it's helped me grow financially, it's helped my relationships with my sister and my nephew, it's helped my relationships with my community. It has removed blockages from aspects that different types of coaching or counseling or meditations and other things couldn't do. You know, it's an intangible, like the benefits of sex. Johnson & Johnson spent all this money talking about the benefits of sex, but guess what? Nothing can let you know what the benefits of sex is like until you start having sex. And so when you're saying like, yo, y'all better get ready, the mushrooms is coming, you really ain't gonna know the benefits of them until you first get past. And I was there too. I was just like, I ain't messing with that. What you talking about? I smoke a little bit, but now I don't smoke, I don't drink. I'm living a clean life. You know, I'm this and that and the third. And I didn't know how much I was missing out on in my own healing. So my first thing is to talk to the hard-headed folks that used to look like me, who think they smart, think they are having some kind of health benefit, but they're really missing out on life-changing activities. What do you think about that?
I'm in complete agreement with you. It's funny because, like, I hope I didn't miss the mark of what I was saying, but I think in essence, all I'm saying is set and setting. Going back to what you were saying and just the importance of that when we're engaging into these practices. That's all I'm saying.
Can you explain set and setting in your words? Can you explain set and setting and, you know, how spirit works? Explain set and setting to the people, please.
I mean, I think set and setting is just, once again, I ain't trying to wear the word out, but really making that intentional space, that sacred space where, you know, the energy is pure, the energy is clean, you know, the smells are pleasant, whether it's indoors, outdoors, there's an intention set. It's not like, hey, we all gonna meet up at Spears' house, or Sway's house, and, you know, I got socks all on the floor, drawers hanging everywhere. I'm just saying, this is me personally, so like I say, this is just my suggestion. You know, there's no absolutes in my statement, but I just want to lift up that I think the way we step into it is what we're going to get out of it.
That's 100%. That's 100%. I think what I heard in between the lines, or what I heard Spirit saying to me, was integrity and honor. Set and setting is integrity, intentions, and honor, not just us getting around. Oh yeah, we're gonna be over OE's house and we just getting ready to get high as a kite. Man, listen here.
Right.
We're getting ready to get, and that's what we want to get away from, the abuse of, because mushrooms don't play that. For some of you who all have not been past 5 grams yet, you just not gonna come up in here and be disrespectful. Okay, you can disrespect a little bit of weed. You know what I'm saying? Take some CBD and come down. You could disrespect some alcohol, go and throw up and come down. You ain't gonna do that with these mushrooms and be disrespectful to this extraterrestrial technology. It's not happening. Okay, they're gonna see you as we stay in the streets. What you say? Oh, I'm gonna have you when I see you. So we want to avoid you even to having seen that at all. Right. Come in, let it be peaceful, let the mindset be correct. And back to measure 109, I think that can be done with people who are of integrity, who live a sacred lifestyle, who don't have a PhD or a doctorate. That's a part I'm not really on board about. You know, I haven't read the whole measure, but to say, oh, you have to be 21. Well, why I gotta be 21 if I can go to war and fight and die for my country at 18?
Come on.
I can go to my parents and sign out, and they can let me be grown at 16. Will Smith's son, Jalen, he was at the house at 16 because his mom signed off on him. So now you have indigenous cultures all around the world have been saying, when we detect this level of maturity, we're going to move forward. Now,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, the powers that be come in and say, and are we just trying to keep you safe? We've seen this a lot. If somebody's saying we're doing this for your safety, but then it turns
Ooh.
around and be profit driven.
Ooh.
It happened in the weed game. Come on, man, you got to holler at me. It happened in the weed game. I got to give you $100,000 to apply for a license, not for the license. Then if I get approved, I got to give you another 500 stacks.
And I think that's the piece. I think that's the thing that comes up for me in this whole conversation, because I get it. The medical, the lab coats, it makes things look more professional. It makes things look more validated. I understand that. A brother like Sway. What's your credentials? How you've been? Can you hold space? Let me see your degrees. Let me see your paperwork. I get it, because we live in a very transactional society where a lot of your worth is based on your output. What have you produced? What can you, you know, what I'm saying? So I think that is a part of the issue. And I think we really have to really start looking at each other as gods and goddesses, as we say. What's the spirit in you? What's that light in you? And I think that's the hard part, brother, when we're so caught up in this piece. But like you say, the technology, because you mentioned it before, when we're looking at quote unquote technology, I remember you mentioned the African mask, right? Being technology. And I never thought about it that way. Just how the entheogens, right? How the plants can activate things around us that were built from our ancestors for technological purposes. It was just brilliant, King. And like I say, our brothers in the hood need to hear this. They don't need to hear the sanitized medical version, because it don't speak to us. And that's what I'm saying about cultural relevance within this whole scenario here. It's not that you're racist. It's that some of the systems and constructs that we're working within are racist. And I'm not the brother that's going to fight massa with the massa's tools. I'm fighting the massa with God's tools, because that's what people used. You know what I'm saying? We used our spirituality. We used our culture. We used our knowledge of self, right? The ingenuity of the mind. So honestly, if this shift, this could, like, I feel you on the I feel you on the profit side, but I'm even thinking on the impact of families, King. I'm thinking on the impact of just, what if just some 13-year-old young brothers just want to experiment at the crib one day? No
Now,
education, no setting, right? Just talk,
let me jump in here and ask you this question. When you came to the Detroit Psychedelic Conference, did you feel God and Goddess energy?
Oh, you breaking up. Please repeat it. You broke up right there.
When you came to the Detroit Psychedelic Conference, did you feel God and Goddess energy when you walked in the door?
Oh, brother, I felt at home. I told y'all that. I was like, man, I feel like I'm at home. I feel like Baba Mudu is like Baba. I told my wife, I'm like, man, Baba Mudu like Baba Bukar. I swear, they almost look similar. They might even practice the same martial art, right? So just saying that to say, man, there was a vibration. There was a sense of love in the room. There was a sense of accountability. Our sisters felt safe. Our brothers felt respected. The children felt safe and seen and heard and honored. And that's kind of what I'm talking about as we're stepping into this next world. It can't be an either or. It has to be a both and. We have to be working simultaneously with the internal, the interpersonal, and the institutional. We get too caught up on the institutional, playing at that institutional level with just, the devil's game. That's a devil's game up there. We know it. It gets real greedy up top. If you had control for so long, you don't want to give up even a little bit. That was a gem my mom you always used to tell me. It's like when you've had much control for so long, you don't even know how to give up a little bit of that control, a little bit of that privilege. So when we're looking at these things, that's a part of it, And once again, I want to be mindful with my words and my tact, because I don't want to come off as a self-righteous person. I'm battling that shadow that came up for me over this past 48 hours of just, Sway,
Oh no, you get
you
to
coming from a self-righteous position.
listen, man. We're not doing censorship here. We're not doing
Okay,
censorship.
cool,
You an
cool, cool.
intelligent
I'm
king,
comfortable here. I
God,
can speak
head
from
of
the heart here.
household, man.
All right, all
We
right.
we ain't doing no censorship of, we don't censor kings. We don't need to censor gods. When you speak your truth, that's all you gotta do is speak your truth and let it fall. And that's what the power of the plants, the technology, you know what I'm saying, your spirit guides that walk with you. That's what sacred means. Sacred don't mean that's how we got in this situation now that we have to go to the ballot because we started censoring what was sacred. Now, the other day you said if I could, you said that the National Entheogenic Council could get some bars on order. We could order some bars. This is what now. Hold on. This is what you said.
I
I
got you.
ain't
You
telling you
already
everything you said,
know.
but did you say that? Yes or no?
Oh, bro, I got you because, brother, I told you, man. I feel like I kind of want to tell folks how we even got connected again because I was saving your number, right? You remember, I just want to share the story. I was saving the number. Next thing I know, I look in my pocket and I'm hearing hello, hello, peace, peace, brother. And we both agreed that must have been Baba Kalinde calling us because it's something bigger than us moving this, man. So when you talk about bars or whatever you need from me, that's the easy part. That's the easy part, man. I got y'all. Whatever you
We
need.
need we need some bars around. You can't censor what's sacred. Some kind of way you got to get that in the bars. Now, I like the look on your face right now because your face just got screwed up. The pen started moving just now. You was like, the beat started moving back behind. You was like, hmm. So we gonna need that like by Saturday. We just put you on the spot. We're gonna need that by Saturday.
Ooh,
Oh, and it
ooh.
got to be on the beat now. We just want it on
Okay.
paper, and you can say, I got it on paper at least. You ain't got to release it to us, but at least say, I got it written down, and then y'all can catch this next week. But we need it. I don't want you thinking about it this week. I want the pen to touch the paper. I know the queen is listening. She know I'm getting a lot of your time lately. But queen, he the one opened his mouth and said we could get
Yeah, I know the
bars.
queen
I
listening.
didn't ask him.
Look.
He volunteered this queen. Your king volunteered the bars.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know when you see him over there writing, this is something that he put himself into. It was not I and I. Okay, just want to
Yeah.
say that point blank. Period. Okay, but yeah, we can't keep censoring what's sacred because that's what legalization is. Legalization is trying to censor what is sacred.
Yeah. I
And
feel that, man. I feel that. You can't censor the sacred. And we gotta speak truth and quite frankly, we know there's three sides of the truth. There's your truth, my truth, and the truth. So let's try to work from that. Let's try to work from the 360 degrees. Let's try to look from all angles. If we stand in a circle, collectively, right? No king, no title hierarchy, then we could all see something a lot clearer. But we also got to trust each other's sight and vision. So we got work to do, man. Not only do you got to trust yourself, come on, King. You already know what that is. You got to trust yourself first, then trust your brothers and sisters. Then we can really start moving into these institutions with trust because get it, man. And I think that's what the institution doesn't get. We don't trust y'all. So when you're saying we coming from a benevolent reason, we don't trust y'all. That's the problem. We talking about Tuskegee experiment. We talking about vaccinations in Africa.
wait. This is where I interject right here. The word trust, we must upgrade the definition. I trust you for what you show me. So because of the Tuskegee experiment, because of what you've done in Selma, Alabama, because of what you've done just throughout history, I trust what you show me. Please don't say, y'all driving. Oakland High, you might have to come in and catch this because the brother, he going in, man. Hold on, we're gonna get Seasway going in. Hold on. I gotta get him. Hold on. Y'all stay right there. Y'all stay right there. Nobody go nowhere. Let me go get Oakland High Fae on here. We get him coming off the bench over here. Hopefully he's in a situation where he's sitting still. Let's bring him in the game. That's right. I trust you for what you show me. Absolutely. Come on, Reggie. You've been summoned. Absolutely. Oh, he must be into something. Reggie, what are you doing? Oh, he said 1 second. Come on, man. We need more than 1 second. We need you right now. Especially, oh, wait. I know the princess is on here too. And come on here, Team Capricorn. I got a friend of mine on here I want y'all to meet too. She doesn't know a whole lot about entheogens, but she knows about what time it is for folks. And I'd love to hear her take on what she feels, what's in the air right now. She keeps up with what's going on in the air. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get my friend Tamara to come on here and see me. I'll put you on the spot and just be like, look, come on here. And tell me what your feelings are, because there's a lot of intuitive sleeping shamans out here. There's a lot of sleeping witch doctors out here, and there's no way you can be board certified witch doctor or board certified shaman or anything like that. You feel what I'm saying? So, oh, who's that? Does the National Entheogenic Council want to come on here too and chop it up? You got something you want to drop? You are, uh-oh.
Okay, hi.
What's up?
So I wasn't prepared for this, so I'm just gonna be on here until Reggie comes in. But I love where this is going. Away. I just text you if you're still on here. I apologize for being delayed. Thank you guys. Thank you, Elevate Health, for coming on. Thank you, Brother Oyi, for stepping in for the organization. Because I always say this, people don't believe it, but hi, irresistible bites. That sounds delicious. So I don't like to be in front of the camera all the time. You guys don't notice that I don't be posting pictures and shit of myself. I love the way that I look. I just prefer, the background. So I'm grateful for the brothers for stepping in and bringing that masculine energy that places absolutely need. Balance is a necessity, which is why I need more sisters on the council. So sisters, if you guys, because it's just me and a bunch of niggas, a bunch of kings, all of my kings, never ignorant, getting goals accomplished kings, okay, are surrounding us. So if you are female, you are familiar with the entheogenic battle and the ending of prohibition here. Let us know if you are in the Oakland area. That would be amazing. But it is a global awareness organization. We're global. So if you can advise us and bring the feminine energy, we'd love that. We're open. The three things that we go on are representation, which is amazing that you have this amazing, brilliant group of minds. And when I say that I'm probably the least knowledgeable person in the room, you guys, please believe me. And I read a lot. Okay, and I'm pretty knowledgeable. I'm the least knowledgeable in the room, so that says a lot. So representation, education. Do we know what entheogens are? How are they helpful? How are they beneficial? Why are they necessary? Why are so many billionaires throwing their money behind the measures now? That's education. And then access.
That part.
Yes.
That part.
Yes. And then there's access. Do you have access to the rightful nature that belongs to you to help you cure some of your depression, your anxiety, help you to open your third eye? I don't think that you have to be on crack to take entheogens, Johns Hopkins. You know, I don't think that you should have to, you know, be that person to be able to enjoy these medicines. Which brings me to the Oregon Measure 109. Are you guys familiar? Give me some hearts if you're familiar with the measure. Okay, nobody's familiar. So give me some hearts. Any heart? No. Okay. So the measure. What is the battle? Inform us. What did I talk about with the battle? The battle of ending prohibition.
You were talking about, you know, like just this battle for representation and for us, you know, for people not to be thinking, you know, like the powers that be
Sure.
versus
Sure.
some things that are in nature that are for us,
Okay,
you know.
definitely. We're first of all, you know, we are all about legislation. Okay, so first of all, you know, we're always fighting legislative battles. So what we are wanting for everyone here at the National Entheogenic Council is to have education access and representation as it revolves around entheogens. We're talking about mushrooms, psilocybin cubensis. We're talking about cannabis. We're talking about not peyote, because the Native Americans don't want us touching that peyote, so stay away from it. And they should have a say in their sacred plants. So I don't know if you're into entheogenic chemicals. Like, I think that LSD is cool. I think that DMT is cool. I think that we should have access to these things. So right now, the battle in Oregon, as it was in Denver, Colorado, is whether or not magic mushrooms, that's what the primary focus is, will be accessible or not to the general public, you and I. But we're talking about Oregoners, so they're not even caring about us much yet. Of course, us in Oakland, they have made it the lowest priority as it relates to law enforcement, although it's not completely decriminalized. So we don't want to keep passing on that misinformation. So the battle is, can Oregon have their physicians or their Oregon health organization, which is like your local health organization, administer psilocybin or magic mushrooms to patients 21 and older or not? Now, that battle is not going to stay in Oregon. You have Dr. Bronner. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the soap, but I've been using that soap forever, since I know I've been locking, because I heard in the natural community many years ago that it was the best, and I still use it. I'll show you the bottle. I got to buy the new bottle. If you guys have noticed, they put the mushroom measure on there, their personal mushroom measure, if you will. Let me stay on topic. So the battle is happening right now in Oregon. They vote on that on November the 3rd. I'm sure Reggie knows. If I'm not correct, let me know the exact date, but it's the November's vote on whether or not the Oregon Health Organization will be able to administer magic mushrooms to their patients 21 and older. Now, so here is the... Oh yeah, absolutely. Mushroom soup, definitely. Is it mushroom soup? Um, yeah, it's nature. So it's been around longer than just years. We're talking about centuries. We've probably been making this kind of soup. But you
It's
know,
older than crack.
it's
To your point, what you were saying about John Hopkins saying it's good to help you get off crack, bruh. What about before crack? Can we
sure.
get back into, as Cesway was saying, can we get back into what was sacred?
Mm,
We ain't talking about just crack and heroin, and
mm,
they continue to marginalize us through legislation that we only can go back as far as 1972 when they started saying, like, when did the first Schedule 1 come into effect? When did they create a Schedule 2 drug?
mm.
You know what I'm saying? And then who said it? And were all parties included in the say? Was it some black women there? Was it some Chicano women? Was it some Latino men? Was it some Native Americans from several hundred tribes? Because it wasn't You can't just say I got one Cherokee who's half white, you know what I'm saying, who's a woman, and be like,
Preach.
well, we just covered the whole thing. This
Preach.
one person.
Preach. Most likely, as we all know, entheogens are for everyone. We want access for everyone. But as a great scientist in the entheogenic world himself, my mycologist said, people think that things don't exist until white males discover it, right? And say it's okay. So we want to end that, right? Like we want to like link up with our white males that have all this access to the education and the resources. Shout out to I don't know if I should shout out, but you guys let me know if I don't know if I should shout out, but I'm going to mention that Mark Zuckerberg. Have you guys read about Mark Zuckerberg today and his backing?
No, we know you the smartest person on here doing all the research. You know we can't keep up with you. Just go ahead and tell us what happened.
Okay, well, I'm not sure what state it was, you guys, because I eat so much information. But Mark Zuckerberg just got behind this psilocybin movement. He just put, I don't know if it was millions or billions, but we'll definitely know by Monday after next, exactly what it was, and we'll talk about it more. He at the National Entheogenic Council's platform as it unfolds. But yeah, I just read today that Mark Zuckerberg just got behind the magic mushroom measure, the move to decriminalize nature. We hope that's what they're doing, decriminalizing nature, opposed to passing legislation that says only medical professionals can do it, and they haven't been studying this at all. They have no clue, and you have people like us who have been studying this shit, me, for about 9 months, and my leaders, my elders, for many years. Okay, I tell you that I can go to a physician, and I probably have more information as it relates to this topic. And scientific research as it relates to this topic. So what they are wanting to do is take it and put it in the doctor's hands. So here is, we spoke about this earlier offline, but now that we're online, do we want to say, yeah, we'll take the crumbs. We're so fucking hungry. So yeah, we'll say yes on this measure, and we will allow you guys to take our nature, keep it hostage. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, okay? Because it's access. I'm just saying, devil's advocate. Take the nature, give it to the doctors, and say the doctors can pass it out? Or do we say, no, let's keep prohibition on the table until we can find a better measure? What do you choose? Do you eat the crumbs, or you starve until you have a measure that's fair?
Well, remember, when I said yes, people will take crumbs, is because when you are not well fed
The last one.
and you're not used to fasting, you eat some sardines and pork bologna and some crackers with no salt on it when something is thrown at you and the walls of your stomach are touching. So, and you also have, remember, here's the other thing too about our country and voting. We'll let anybody vote as long as you're 18. Like, we don't care nothing about your mental stature. We don't care. Like, if you don't have felonies and you over 18, you can have a say so. So you could just really like push a whole campaign of folks through there who have an entire, it's just like going somewhere and polling somebody, and like 90% of them were NFL owners. And then the other 10% were, middle-aged Black women who teach in Oakland. Man, that thing is going to be skewed because y'all are going to vote. It's going to go the way those NFL owners voted. And the same way if you switch it. If it was only 10% NFL owners, but you had Black single mom teachers voting, then you would easily get the results of what the teachers were doing. So we see that in a lot of polls. So when that happens, it's like, is the person going to take these crumbs? Yes, they are, because as you said, they're not educated. Like, we got to give them access to education before we give them access to mushrooms. They don't have really access to how to get that. Go ahead, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to get this "what is the battle" inform us off the screen.
Can you go back to the questions? Is there a little X or something like that? Let me swipe it.
Can you speak
Doc,
up just a little bit for
can
me?
you please go get your pull up, please?
Oh, he's all the way in it. That's the boss right there.
Yes, he is. But we're doing this for him. I want to do this so that my
Hold on, I
son
want to
has
get this
all.
question off of here. I'm gonna take you off and then bring you right back on
Okay.
because this question is getting on my nerves. How do I get this off of here? I'm like so. Does anybody know how to get this question off the bottom? Team Charles in the building. What to do? How do you remove the question from the bottom of the screen? Like once it come on there, you can't take it off. I've been trying for like 15 minutes. I thought when I took Jay off. Reggie, how do I get the question off the bottom of the screen? I'm tired of looking at it. Like we already answered that already. I thought if I took her off, the question would go away. Hit the question mark box. I did hit it. When I hit the question mark box, it just shows up again. I'm so salty right now. I'll start this whole joint over. You can't? You can't take it off. Are you serious right now? Someone else needs to ask a question. Well, can somebody else put that on there? Let me go back and get how long? Oh, we only got like 3 minutes left anyway. I'm in QA mode. How do I start over? Yeah, that one comes on, but then it doesn't let me take it off. We are definitely no, there's gotta be a way. Oh, that's why you have Google. How do you remove the question box on Instagram? How about that? Somebody else has definitely put that into Google. How to use Instagram questions. Ah, oh, that's old. Well, guess what? We just start over. I definitely do not like the whole piece about starting over. Nah. Oh, and there we have it. Of course, now we only got 2.5 minutes, and that's all right. But we finally figured it out. Where did the national Reggie? Where you at? Okay, so this is what we're about to do. Health Elevated, we gave y'all part 1. If y'all want part 2, we're about to go broadcast over at the National Entheogenic Council. So I need all of y'all to come over to the National Entheogenic Council too. Does that make sense? I'm about to send all of y'all invitations to come over there as well. So thank y'all so much for letting us share this time with you all. Just bring yourself right on over to the National Entheogenic Council. Y'all should be following us anyway, but we're about to start broadcasting live from that channel. So I'm gonna see y'all over there in 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Word up. Big Drew says, so is it doctors versus personal access to entheogens? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes. So Big Drew 2020, come on over and follow us and let's get down with the get down. All right. Peace.